much for accommodating.
You guys out there roll.
Okay. Thank you for accommodating our speakers tonight from Humana. Item 42 relates to the PA202 plan that was adopted a couple months back, and then we sent it to the state for approval, but it was our action plan to address that our OPEB was underfunded. It's actually funded at zero. So I know there's a couple items on the agenda tonight. Jason has the item for the actual MERS trust. But the second component of that plan was the actual a design modification that we're making effective July 1st with our open enrollment. All of our Medicare eligible retirees are moving to the Humana Med Advantage plan for a benefit level that's equivalent to what they have. It matches their RX level as well. We provided some cost-saving analysis when we brought some proposals to council months ago. I think it was October of last year, actually. This is potentially roughly a $900,000 savings for the city annually by making this change. So with the change from matching the medical, matching the RX, moving to Humana, we're going to be able to deliver a existing equivalent benefit to these Medicare eligible retirees through Humana. So I wanted Todd and Kyle to come out just to kind of introduce themselves, just give you a little bit of history about Humana and talk a little bit about the transition and how they'll be partnering with us along the way to make sure that we have a smooth transition.
Thank you, Sheila. Hi, my name is Todd Miller. I'm the sales executive that handled getting the benefits prepared based on the goals and missions of what Sheila and the consultants at 44 North wanted to achieve. And I've been working with Humana for 10 years. I handle specifically just Medicare on the group side. That's all I do for Michigan and Ohio. So, Kyle?
Yeah. Kyle Sullivan, Associate Director of Provider Engagement for Humana. In short, my team is provider services and customer services for Humana, so I manage a team of 5 people, all in the Metro Detroit area.
And he does mainly just on the network side. So I thought he would be there because that's important. Other than taking off and landing, they want to see Medicare eligibles wants to see their doctor that they choose to see. So that's what we're going to do. And I think it's important that we start off just to talk about how we set up the plans and what was the goals. Of course, cost was one factor, but it wasn't the main factor. 44 North approached me, John O'Connor and Sheila, and they said we would like to run the same exact plans copied on the benefits side. I can't say the plan's exactly the same. I would never say that. We all know that that's a misnomer if you do say that. But what we did is we took the co-pays, the deductibles, all those, copied them from your existing plans onto 5 plans, including your medical at 100% of all Medicare covered services. The only out-of-pocket is $65 ER visit. And on the RX, we have a $2 drug card all the way up to a 10, 20, 40, 80 drug card. The last one is
10, 20, 40.
Yep, 10, 20, 40. So we match them. A little bit about Humana. Humana is the 60th largest company in the world, but most importantly, 70% of our business is Medicare Advantage. So your members are not going to a lower provider or vendor in regards to Medicare. We're the #1 provider in Medicare Advantage. So they're going to have a very strong network. We own it proprietarily, all 50 states and Puerto Rico. So they can go everywhere in the United States and Puerto Rico. They have worldwide coverage if they're ever on a cruise. They have any type of problem on a cruise. They have $25,000 worth of benefit that they can fly back and get stabilized and fly back to America, and then they can get their benefits kicked in. Network-wise, I'll let Kyle talk a little bit about that, but there may be some people that will go to the doctor and say out of network. We're out of network with Humana. In that case, because of Sheila saying that we wanted to make sure that the members could have the same benefit, we didn't want to take anything away, we set it up that they have the same out-of-network benefit as in-network. So if the member goes to an out-of-network benefit, provider that he or she finds one somewhere in the United States, we will have Kyle reach out if they have an issue, if they say they don't want to bill Humana. And Kyle, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so for example, we had a few providers this morning in the UP who called, here I believe it was Iron Mountain, and they said we have someone came in with a passive PPO plan, they are out of network, so I call, I explain the benefit packages to them, I can also bring in the sales associate if needed to explain more about the benefit and kind of reassure them that out of network will still be paid as in network. And then I will assign somebody on my team to speak with that provider about star scores, HEDIS scores, and down that path also maintain a relationship with them to build upon, and then be their member advocate as well.
And then also in regards to the implementation for 7-1, what we do is we want to make sure and answer the questions of the members prior to them getting their card. So what we'll do is we'll work with Sheila's team in regards to the communication pieces. We have some compliance that we have to follow on Medicare, of course. But everything that we send out, we will work with Sheila's team, with our team, and with 44 North to make sure that they get the welcome packets, announcement letters, all of those pieces. But most importantly, what we'll do is we'll have it set up in our customer service database. They'll have a number to call. Let's say if they want to call and see if their doctor's in network. Instead of calling the doctor, they may want to call customer service. They'll call the customer service. They'll have everything all in the database already. Everything will be answered there. And we also come out and personally come out and have 2 days of visits, morning and afternoon. We'll come and have them to come to somewhere here in the city hall, maybe if you have a facility here, or we'll rent one nearby. That we'll have them invited. They'll come and we just talk A to Z about their plan. We'll sit down afterwards with them if they have a particular thing going on with a hip surgery, or if they have something going on currently, if they want to talk specifically to our consultant, they can walk them through and make sure that they know that they're comfortable with the transition.
I did a similar transition plan when we moved Medicare eligibles from a med supplement plan to the Med Advantage plans. We did some movement of that in 2013, and we did kind of the same concept. We had 3 meetings that were available for them to come. We had people on site from the providers to kind of walk them through the transition, answer any questions that they had, and then we certainly had kind of a transition team to help until the plan kind of got up and running. We are renewing in the middle of what we call a Med Advantage year. So these rates are only going to lock in for 6 months. So I'll be back to you in October, maybe even late September, to kind of renew the rates for January 1. But just so everybody understands, not only is this a savings to us, but this is going to take roughly $54 million. It was a $54 million decrease to our OPEB liability long term. So making this move certainly, helps budgetary reasons. It helps the OPEB, but quite honestly, retirees are going to see a difference. Most of the retirees that transitioned to a Med Advantage plan experienced increased benefits. So, I mean, that for them, is going to be a huge, I think, long-term piece that they'll see. Most plans don't have a $65 ER or urgent care, copay.
That's the only thing they have.
Yeah, that's the only thing they have. So that Medicare, deductible, that $187 that everybody's required to pay now, they're not going to see that. They're going to see some other benefits like silver sneakers that they didn't have before. So not only are we trying to, provide them a benefit and a platform, but we're also, we've looked for somebody in the business that could really provide the service level, because that's really what it's about. They need somebody on the other end that's going to walk them through. My analogy always is, and I pitched this, I didn't pitch it, but I just said, it's 4:45 on Friday and somebody's calling and they're telling me they can't get their script. What are you going to do for our City of Taylor retirees? And we're very confident with the service plan that they have and the service model, and Kyle and his team, and what they're going to be able to do to make sure that the retiree leaves with their prescription that they need. And we'll take care of the back end and how it needs to get billed and processed through the plan design.
Well, my only concern is the fact that it is only for 6 months. So if we do all this changeover, from now until the end of this, and we go through all that work of changing everything over, everybody else over, and then we get hammered 6 months from now.
That's
That's my biggest fear,
And
there.
and Sheila, can I bring it up?
Yes.
We have written the January 1st, 2020 through December 2020, and I think it's a 2.5% increase.
Okay.
And that's with what's called a health insurance fee, so.
Okay.
Great
That was-
question, but
yeah,
I
it
didn't know if we were
Right.
going to pronounce that at the board meeting, but that's what they said. They came back to us and said that, hey, what about next year? So we were able to do that. And it's just our rate model was not, when we did the original,
So that is in writing?
that is in writing and it's.
So the most we can expect is a 2.5%?
2%, yes.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll be here before you know it with that January 1 report.
Right.
Yeah, especially with the budget hearing.
Yeah.